It's like
Okay, let's go ahead and start the class. Welcome to aerodynamics, graduate level aerodynamics. As you can see on the board, this is essentially two different classes combined into one. We have EMCH 578, Introduction to Aerodynamics, and EMCH 744, Aerodynamics and Flight Mechanics. My name is Mustafa Molde. If you already don't know me, I see a lot of familiar faces. So hopefully those of you who don't know me will get to know each other soon. Today we are going to talk about the course a little bit. We're going to go over the syllabus, and we will do a little bit of introduction. I will introduce myself, and you guys will introduce yourselves to me and the rest of the class. And if we have enough time, we will do a little bit of flight historical perspective, and then move on to the first chapter. Yeah. Let's talk about the syllabus. Let's start with the office hours. The office hours are Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. I'm always available at that time, but I might not be in the office. So you want to send an email before coming by the office. And these lecture notes will be posted online, hopefully before the lecture every day, right? And we are going to have two different textbooks for this course: Fundamental of Aerodynamics by Anderson and Elements of Airplane Performance. These are going to be the basis, the textbooks for the course. And those of you who come from our aerospace engineering program have already been through the course. Essentially, you should know all of the material that you're going to cover in this course. Maybe we'll go a little more in depth. But those of you who come from a mechanical engineering background, most of the material will be new. Hopefully easy enough for you to learn. And I will upload everything on Blackboard. There are no hard copies except for the exams. We will talk about the exams in a little bit. Let's talk about the assessments. We have two homework. Each homework is going to be worth 5% of the grade. The homework are there to help you practice for the exam and learn the material more. So whenever I upload a homework, I will also upload a solution for that homework. And your job is essentially just to copy the problems, copy the solutions to the problems from copying my own solution, right? And just submit them online. And you will get credit for it. But if you just copy and don't learn, then you won't be able to answer the exam problems. Right? So two homework and two exams. There is no final exam. There's just one exam. We will talk about the exam dates in a little bit. There will be just two exams. One exam in the middle of the semester before the Thanksgiving break, and another exam towards the end of the semester. Both of them worth 25% of the grade. Attendance in class is going to be worth 5% of the grade. And we check attendance using random quizzes. Right? I come to class, I just ask you to solve a problem for me. Your answers to those problems are not that important. So if you answer the quiz problem correctly, you will get a bonus point. which is worth half a point, half a percent of your final grade, each one, right? But don't you really need to do for that, for those quizzes? For those quizzes, it's just write your name on the paper and just hand it to me. That's it. This is for attendance. And if you attend all of the lectures, it essentially means that if you submit all of the quizzes, you will earn 5% of the course. And we also have a final project. We'll talk about the final project in a little bit. I guess we can talk about it now. Your final project is, I'm going to assign the topic of the final project to you. The general idea is that you have to design a convertible EV, right? The idea is convertible cars are very aerodynamically inefficient, right? That's why we don't really see that many convertible electric vehicles, right? Because aerodynamics is very important for electric vehicles. You want to have a car that is as efficient as possible. So you have to design, do a CFD analysis, computational fluid dynamics analysis, and eventually manufacture a prototype of a convertible electric vehicle. The only convertible electric vehicle we have in the market right now is the Tesla Roadster. It's a very old Tesla. It came out in 2011, 2010. And when you use it as a convertible car, the range drops to like 50, 60 miles instead of like 270 miles. So aerodynamic performance is very, very important. We are going to discuss the project in detail later, and I'm open to answer any questions you might have, especially move on and talk about the project a little more. Do you have any questions so far? Yes.
Will the lectures be recorded or no?
The lectures are, yes, I will record all the lectures, but they are not going to be live. I will upload the lecture after the class. Right? So all the lectures are recorded, they will be posted online, but we are not going to live stream the lectures. And I guess the last thing you can earn in this class is a 2% bonus for course evaluation. If you submit the course evaluation at the end of the class, end of the semester essentially, and just send me the receipt, or I'll put the receipt on Blackboard, receipt of the submission, you will earn 2%, an additional 2%. So your grade is essentially out of 112 points. Any questions? No. So let's talk about the course topics. Exam 1 and homework 1 will mainly focus on fluid mechanics review and a little bit of invisibly compressible aerodynamics. For exam 2, we are going to move on to airflow and wing analysis. We will have a little bit of fluid mechanics, compressible flows, I guess fluid mechanics is repeated, but a lot of fluid mechanics. And then we'll be done with the class. And I guess we did talk about your project. Let's talk about project teams a little bit. I will post, a better guideline about the project and a rubric about the project on Blackboard soon, in a week or so, right? But the idea is you must work on this in teams of at least 3 students, or 3 students at least. Like you have to have 3 teammates in each team. And the idea is we do a numerical analysis, computational fluid dynamics analysis. Those of you who have had a class with me before, in most of our classes we have a CFD project, CFD focused project. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And but if you don't know, we are going to focus. I'm going to teach you how to use ANSYS to do this project. But if you can use a different software, you're welcome to do so. I personally am very fluent in OpenFOAM. It's a Linux-based package and open source software. And you're welcome to use any software, but I will teach you how to use ANSYS to do this project. Yes.
Does anything differ between what grad students and undergrads have to do for the final project?
No. No. The answer, I guess the short answer is no, yes.
Is it different between whether it's taking 5 seminary or something?
So that's the difference between the graduate. Graduate students should take the 700 level course. So if you are taking the 500 level course, doesn't really matter if you're a graduate student or not, you will be considered an undergraduate student. Right? You will be treated as an undergraduate student. Yeah. Which doesn't really mean anything. You will just get one fewer question on the exams. That's it. But the graduate students, like you have to present all the students, everyone, every team has to present their work at the end of this project, at the end of the semester. Graduate students will be asked harder questions, and they will be held to a higher standard. And you have been through my question, right? Because you, Aaron, and David, right? And Horton, you're the only one who have been through my rigorous question. Yeah, sure. And Jessica, yeah. I'm sorry. They've been through my rigorous questioning. But yeah, so be prepared for difficult questioning in your presentation. That's the difference, right? But as far as the outcome of the project goes, it is the same. We have to build a prototype. You can use the 3D printers we have in the for the undergraduate that we use for the undergraduate labs to build your prototype, and you have to do you have to I guess build an aerodynamically efficient, more efficient car essentially, right? The reason I say EV is because we are really concerned about the efficiency when it comes to EVs, right? Not the IC-based cars.
Are we going to get like a base vehicle that we like to benchmark from, or is it just like make it better?
You choose your own base. You can choose your own base vehicle. Again, the reason I say EV is because we are very concerned with the aerodynamic efficiency when it comes to EVs, right? ICEs, they provide enough power, right? And there is like they have abundance of gas. Yes, still, they will run out eventually, but yeah. And to make it interesting, yeah, we make sure that I'm going to make sure that we have the ANSYS training soon enough. I don't think you need any training for 3D printing, but you're going to use the wind tunnel, and using the wind tunnel is pretty simple. We're just going to do one lecture on how to use the wind tunnel, and you can start working on this kind of project as soon as the guidelines are posted, and we are going to treat this as a competition. So whoever can provide the most reduction in drag, aerodynamic drag, is going to get credit for the 100% of the course, right? So essentially, instead of this, you don't need to take any of the exams or submit any of the homework. If you come up with a design that gives you the best reduction in drag, most reduction in drag, as I mentioned. Does this make sense?
Yeah, but isn't the project due at the end of the semester?
It is. So if you submit at the end of the semester, you are not going to be included in the competition because you have already taken all of the exams, right? This is essentially an encouragement, as a factor to encourage you to start working on the project as soon as possible. Okay? Yes.
Is that gonna be like due before spring break, or like
The project?
for the contest?
No, I mean there's no due date. You can submit at the end of the lecture, but at that point you have already taken all of the exams, right? So there is no point. The deadline is still the actual deadline at the end of the semester, but there won't be any point because you have already taken all the exams. Any other questions? So teams of 3 students, and through exams, the topics that are going to be included in the exams.
How many students are in this class?
I think we have, I guess there will be at least one group that will have only, there are 30 students so far. You have not registered yet, right?
Oh, I've registered. No.
No. But as of this morning, you were not registered for the class.
Yesterday.
Yes, what is it? Can you repeat what you said?
I registered this class yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yes.
I think with him, in the class roster, we have 30 students. So we can have teams of 3, so I will double check. And I guess it is your responsibility to find your teammates and let me know as soon as possible who is in your team, right? And I will create the groups on Blackboard and make sure all of your submissions are just one submission and group submissions. Any other questions? Okay. So my expectations for you is to prepare for the class, read the books if you can. I will make sure that all of the lecture notes are posted before the class, so you can just go over the lecture notes and come to class prepared. It is very important for you to come to class and participate in class. Ask questions. If you don't understand a concept, ask about that concept. Ask me to repeat the concept. There is no shame in not knowing, but if you don't understand something, you won't be able to answer exam questions and your grade will suffer, right? So make sure to ask questions. Work on the bonus points, homework, exams, and project. Don't cheat. I don't really have any mechanism to enforce this rule, right? Not cheating rule. They are going to work on based on an honor code, right? I'm going to trust that you're not going to cheat. You don't really get that many opportunities to cheat, to be honest. But there is no mechanism in place for me to check. And try to learn new things, think outside the box. Your project requires you to think outside of the box, to be honest with you. So, and make sure to reach out to me if you need help, if you have an issue with anything. Okay. Who am I? This is, again, those of you who already know me, this is I guess half of the class. It's going to be a repetition, but just going to go through this quickly. I got my bachelor's from University of Tehran, which is a university in Iran. It's a country in the Middle East, 2012. Came here, got my master's in mechanical engineering, 2014. And got my PhD in mechanical engineering in 2018. And I was the first faculty who was hired for the aerospace program in 2018. And you never know what the future holds, right? My research is, I guess, 2 different topics. The first part of it is more related to electrical engineering and material science, plasma discharge, ionized gases, and whatnot. And this is what I did for my master's, and this is what I am working on currently. There's one of my projects on this. And my PhD was focused on heat transfer, multi-phase heat transfer, boiling phenomena, essentially. And I've always been a computational fluid dynamics person, so like programming, doing simulations, and whatnot. Let's talk about you. So answer these questions, please. And then I'm going to go one by one. Who are you? What is your major? Are you a graduate student or an undergraduate student? And what are your interests? These can be interest in specific to engineering, mechanical or aerospace engineering, or it can be general interest like video games, hiking, whatever. Let's start from that. What's your name? What's your major, graduate, undergraduate? And what are your interests?
I got stand or
If you'd like to stand, sure. You can come here if you want to.
I'm Ane. I'm an undergraduate, senior. I have interests in music and talking, stuff
Thanks. What was your name again?
like
Ane?
that. Ane.
Okay, Ane.
I'm Coleman. I'm mechanical engineering undergraduate.
Chemical engineering?
Mechanical.
Mechanical, yeah.
It's mechanical engineering. I sing in the choir, over the men's choir over at the school music.
Okay. That's interesting. Human. No.
So my name is Human. This is in mechanical engineering. I work on designing cooling system and thermal management for high power systems. Interests, everything. Driving, music, other studying, and yeah.
Human is also getting married in less than a week.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, you can.
I'm Keith. I'm a master's student in mechanical engineering. I work in the drone lab, so I like to try not to crash drones.
Okay.
My interests, I enjoy disc golf and camping.
Nice. So you work with Dr. Pidzialis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Chan and I'm an exchange student. And I'm from South Korea. I'm mechanical engineering major and I'm undergraduate senior. Well, my interest is it varies.
It varies?
It varies.
Okay.
Like boiling tea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Share that interest.
My name is Haminaki, and I'm doing my PhD degree in mechanical engineering, and my interest is in filmmaking and photography, and something about traveling, something like that.
Yeah, my name is Connor. I'm an electrical master's student.
Why are you taking this course?
Because I do controls stuff, so with drones, but I guess there's another. We do electrical drones too, or in the electrical department.
We're happy to have you, but somewhat unrelated.
Yeah, well, for one of our projects, we're doing
Yeah, no.
drone dynamics, and it's just
Makes
an
sense.
actual.
Happy to have you, of course.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're going to do better than most of our class because electricals are supposed to be better with mathematics, right? And this course has a lot of mathematics.
I guess we'll see.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my interests are controls, and I also like to cook.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, I'm Anshul. I'm a graduate student in aerospace engineering. My interests are like drones, sometimes boxing, self-defense, wildlife.
Self-defense.
Yeah, martial
Okay.
arts.
Martial arts. Nice.
Hello, my name is Victor. I'm finishing up my master's in mechanical engineering right now, and I like snowboarding, fishing, camping, all that stuff.
Cool.
My name is Ryan. I'm mechanical engineering. I'm an undergrad, and I like 3D printing.
3D printing?
Yeah.
My name is Warren Douglas Gibson. I'm an aerospace engineering graduate student. My interests are designing action figures, vehicles, and monsters, video games, self-combat training, listening to music, and cooking.
Cool.
My name's Aaron. I'm a graduate student in aerospace. Don't really have any interest because I got no life.
What is it? You don't have any interest? I guess working in McNair does that to you, right? Yeah.
My name's Leighton.
You have had another course with me, right?
I took this in undergrad, like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks
now,
very different, though.
Yeah, I grew up here.
Okay.
Now a graduate student, and I work with Dr. Downey. and my interests include cars and football.
Okay.
My name's David. I'm a master's graduate student for aerospace engineering. I also work in there with Aaron doing induction mowing. My main interests are video games and pickleball.
What was it?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Okay, cool.
Small tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Jessica. I'm doing my master's in aerospace engineering. I work with Patrick over in McNair. And my interests are I love cooking. I do a lot of art.
My name is Shruti. I'm a master's student in aerospace engineering, first day actually. And I'm doing.
Was your first day as a master's student?
Yeah.
It's only downhill from here.
Please don't get wrong.
I do research with Dr. Jinsoo, and I like to dance, listen to music in my free time.
Okay.
My name's Ryan. I'm a master's student in mechanical engineering. I work for Dr. Downey as well. My interests are I like basketball, drones, and small electronics.
Cool. When did we meet? We had met before, but I don't remember.
Yeah, you came to Jude's thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Victor. I'm an undergrad in aerospace engineering. I work for Dr. Farouk, and I like planes and lifting.
And lifting.
My name's Patrick. I'm a master's student in mechanical engineering. I work under Dr. Waltenbacher with Jessica over at the McNair Center. My interests are in traveling and scuba diving.
Cool.
My name is Spencer. I'm a senior mechanical engineer this year. I work for Dr. Link, so my interests are CFD stuff and also like music and powerlifting.
Cool. Yes, we sit closer to us. Yeah. Also you. What is it?
I feel like to chat my staff, so I don't. My name is Vlad. I'm a PhD student in mechanical engineering. This is my final class of my program.
This is your first class? Final class. Quite the opposite. Yeah. You don't even take that many classes for the PhD, just 6. So. Yeah. What are your interests?
Structural
I didn't hear it. You have to speak up.
Yeah, I said structural monitoring, controls, and making money.
Making money. That is actually the newly, right?
I'm actually a senior undergraduate aerospace student, and I work with Victor under Dr. Farouk, and I like feeding my friends and collecting part-time jobs.
You like feeding your what?
Feeding my friends.
Feeding.
Yeah, I cook for them.
Okay, cool. You should probably come over sometime.
I'm Nick. I'm an undergraduate in mechanical engineering. I'm the friend that she feeds.
Yes.
I'm interested in, I'm a photographer, and I'm also a big fan of aerospace in general.
Cool.
And my wedding photographer.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I'm Robert. I'm a senior undergraduate aerospace student. I like planes. I like hypersonic planes. I think they're neat. And I don't work.
You don't work?
No. Not yet.
It is a privilege not to work, right?
Yes.
Does it mean you're a rich kid? My interests are being rich. Is being rich. I guess who is not interested in that? Yeah, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Okay, so let's move on. And we want to keep this first lecture light, and because it is going to get very heavy. Yeah, so you just have to be prepared for it. I don't know if you want to start talking about these. 6 p.m. We have 45 minutes. Yeah, I usually start talking about this in the second lecture, but then I think we went a little too quickly. Let's do this because we are not gonna have a chance talking about your ideas about the project, right? And anymore. Yeah. Let's talk about let's brainstorm about what you think is a good idea when it comes to drag reduction for a convertible car specifically, right? Let's talk about those things. Let's brainstorm, and then we are going to continue from this slide on Wednesday. So, what do you think we need to do? Let's say you have
Define what a convertible car is.
Okay.
Like, at what point do you call it like a sunroof compared to a, convertible?
Then you can just remove the roof completely. A car that looks like this. Like it's a very, very badly designed convertible car.
Okay.
It might have a bump here, but the idea is it doesn't have a roof.
So what if there's like above the door there's still like a bar?
Like a Jeep Wrangler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a convertible car.
Okay.
So the problem with these convertible cars is that when you open the roof, you are going to see a huge increase in drag. And aerospace engineers in the room, I'm pretty sure can tell me why that is the case, right? Why is this the case? You're nodding your head.
I was nodding my head, yeah.
So, okay. I mean, okay. I don't want to put you on the spot. You nodded your head, that's why I asked you. But let's make it open to everyone. Why do you guys think opening the roof of a car is going to cause a huge increase in drag? Or let me backtrack a little. Do we all know what the drag force is? Is there anyone in class who doesn't know what the drag force is? It is alright if you don't. We are sitting in an aerodynamic class. You are supposed to learn about the drag force, right? But most people you don't know what drag. That's alright. Drag force. Okay, let's ask the other half of the class who knows what drag force is. What is the drag force?
You asking such hard questions. What is drag?
What is it? Victor. Victor always asks a lot of good questions.
I think this question is just too open-ended. Like,
too open-ended? How is it too open-ended?
Like, it's the force generated in the wake of a moving object.
In the direction of the flow, right?
Sure, yeah.
So aerodynamic forces specifically, are going to be a force that is there because of the interaction of air molecules and any body, a body that is immersed in air, right? So when you are moving in this direction, we can assume that this car is not moving and air is moving towards it, right? You're just changing the frame of reference. There's nothing different about these two scenarios, right? And this movement of air is going to exert some force on the car. Resultant aerodynamic force, right? Let's call it R. We're going to talk more about this later, but the idea is that we can, based on the direction of the flow, we can divide these two forces. We can divide this resultant force into two different forces. A force that is in the direction of the flow, movement of the car, and a force that is normal to the movement of the car, right? For a car, this force is not an important force, but for a plane, it is the most important force, right? Lift.
Yeah.
We call it lifting. But essentially the idea is using this force, you can lift up a plane, right? Our goal here is to reduce this force. Why is this force important? Because the idea is this is holding your car back, right? When you turn on your engine and you start moving, what happens is you are generating a force that is going to push your car forward, right? In planes, we call that force thrust. But if you have a higher drag force, you're going to need a higher thrust. You're going to need more fuel, a bigger engine and whatnot to maintain the same speed. Does it make sense? Okay. This is going to become very important in EVs, electric vehicles. You're dealing with batteries, not combustion engines anymore. So the goal of your project is to reduce this drag as much as possible. And what we want to do right now is to first understand why this increases when you open the roof of a convertible car. And the second is, what can we do to minimize this effect? Okay, does it make sense?
No.
So let's talk about why this happens. Yes?
Are we going to be testing like a change in drag from roof closed to the roof open?
No.
Or just like
You would choose a base car with you would choose a base car that is already convertible. Let's think of what is a convertible car? It can be an ICE car. What is it?
Volkswagen Beetle.
Sure. I mean, a Volkswagen Beetle is not the best example of an aerodynamically efficient car, but yeah, let's go with it. Volkswagen Beetle, right? And you are going to test that Volkswagen Beetle with the roof open, measure the drag using your software and the wind tunnel, and then apply your improvement technique and measure the drag again and compare the two scenarios. That's the idea. And you want to do this for different velocities. That's for different session. Okay. So we understand what the drag force is, right? Okay. So why does the drag force increase when you open the roof of a car? Yes.
Because now you're generating a lot of pressure drag inside of the vehicle as a result of the aerodynamic lift or boundary layer now kind of being broken up so to streamline.
I assume what you want to say is that some of the flow is going to leak inside the car, and you're going to see some circulations here, right? And this is going to add to the force,
pressure,
to the total drag force. This is true, right? So understanding this much concept is enough, right? So I would say the best way to minimize this effect is to somehow direct the air in a way that mimics a roof for us. Right? So if we can create a hypothetical wall of air that doesn't let any air inside the cabin, you can minimize drag. So this is one way to go about this. Does it make sense? Yeah? Okay. So how do you think we can do this? Yes.
Could we remove the windshield?
That is one way to go about it. Is it a good idea to remove the windshield?
I think it's technically illegal.
Let's say we are not. I mean, legality of your improvement technique is very important, right? Because you want to be able to deploy it or sell it to Tesla, right? But legality aside, what is the other problem with removing the windshield?
Customer comfort.
Right? Did you want to add anything else?
If conditions like rain, hail, and other dusty conditions, they will just get up in the driver's
Exactly. Customer comfort, right? You're driving this car at 80 miles an hour on a highway, and you don't have a windshield. I don't think you're going to be too comfortable sitting in that car, right? Other ideas?
It's like motorcycle. You're safe on it. So
In a motorcycle, you have to sit in a specific way, right? To mimic some sort of a car-shaped thing, right? So with your body, you are going to mimic, you are going to create a wall barrier, an air barrier, right? But you can't really do that in a car. You cannot look down, right? That's not going to work in a car. Yes.
Wind channel?
Wind channel.
Like channeling the wind, like for what the air that you're driving into, you channel it away from the cabin. So
how do you propose to do that?
You can have tunnels down the door
Like I know they do it with some hypercars right there.
But you are going to see the stream though, and that is going to cause a problem. You don't want to see any movement inside. But that is one way to go about this. You can actually test this idea. One idea is to create holes here to push the air out. This is going to increase the pressure down here, right? And it's going to, I guess, create a little bit of lift. That is going to reduce your weight. That can be actually important. That can be helpful when it comes to the EV battery efficiency. Because if you can have a lighter car, you're going to have a more efficient EV, right? You can go a longer range. Right? That is one way to go. This can be your idea. Investing.
No, let's take it.
Does this need to be a classic commercial design, or can it be similar to a Formula One car?
I was thinking
you know what? It can be anything. But think about it this way. This is a real struggle in the industry, right? Because like luxury car brands, I'm not sure if you can still consider Tesla a luxury car brand or not, but they do sell luxury cars like Model S, Model S Plaid, Model X. Like these are luxury cars. BMW, Mercedes, all of these. They are manufacturing EVs, but they don't really manufacture convertible EVs. So they are struggling with the manufacturing. If you can actually come up with a good idea that is manufactured well, you can apply to these companies. You can send the idea to these companies. I mean, this is a very far off thing. You can start from here and go there, right? This is a real industry challenge. That's why. So if you just use the Formula One car, you can't really sell it to Tesla, right? But you are welcome to do so. There's no. What else? Ideas.
Can you somehow make the windshield longer, bigger?
Make the windshield bigger.
then it becomes a hard copy.
Not just. Yeah.
I see. I mean, making the windshield bigger is going to have. I'm sure it's going to have some. It's going to help with the design, with the drag reduction. But then you are going to be concerned with the structural integrity of the car, right? You have a huge windshield, and then you have to think about it. This can be an idea, why not? But then you have to think of where a convertible becomes just a car, right? Right? You want to keep the car convertible. But this of course this can be an idea.
You can somehow play with the car. You can play with the back of the car and front both together. You can keep it convertible. You can have a little mix there.
This is what Mazda does. Do you guys know about Mazda Miata? Right. This is the convertible, the cheapest convertible sports car that Mazda manufactures, and what they do is they want to have a good MPG because it's a Mazda, right? It is not a luxury brand, right? And this is their design is essentially, sorry for a very badly drawn thing. So you only have the roof above your head open. The rest of it is not going to be open. Yeah.
Kind of like a Corvette T-top.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that too. Can it just be a T-top?
I mean, again, think of it as a competition, right? You want to sell this to the EV manufacturers, right? The reason Corvette does this is because they don't want to lose as much power, right, to drag, right? But an EV manufacturer is always mindful of the range. You want to have more range, right? So, yeah.
Can you mess with like the angle of the windshield as well as like the location of it, like how far?
Angle and location. Yeah, sure. That can also be helpful. Yeah. Anything else?
You can reduce the overall cross-section area of the car.
Increase?
Reduce
it.
If displace less air, you produce less drag.
But you are also going to have a smaller battery, though. right? So that range problem is not going to be, again, keep in mind, our goal is to reduce drag for an EV, right? So the power is not an issue, range is the main concern here. EVs don't really have any problems with acceleration, right? It's very like instant torque, right? Put your foot on the gas pedal, I guess it's not a gas pedal, it's an acceleration pedal, and it will go instantly, right? The only thing that EVs are concerned with is their range. But
Make the flow laminar.
what is it?
Make the flow laminar.
Make the flow laminar. And how would you propose you can do that? Because let's say you're doing 80 miles an hour, I don't think you can maintain a laminar flow for a very long time.
It gets dirty, so
What is it?
it gets dirty, so it can't maintain laminar.
It's a little too fast. But yeah, you can. This is something you can definitely investigate. Yeah.
What if you had, what if you used the intake holes at the front of the car and basically tried to channel the air up into the windshield so that way it doesn't run?
I would say that is the best idea so far, to be honest with you. Yeah. You can essentially, you are going to create an air stream that is going to act like a real roof, right? And then, like when you enter Costco, you have seen that they have their AC in front of the door, right? It is pushing air down. There is an air barrier, right? Patrick's idea is going to act the same way. With different results, but it is the same idea. Okay, so I guess we have had enough brainstorming, but you have to think about this a little more. Before you go out of the class, I'm going to ask one of you to tear the sheet of paper from their notebooks, and let's form the teams right now. Talk to your peers. Teams of 3 students. 3 students. Sean, why don't you work with those 2? He's an exchange student from South Korea. He's new to the country. You'll get the, yeah, sure. You guys, Emmanuel, what was your name?
Ryan. Verbal comprehension.
Ryan. Why don't you come to the front of the class to find your groups?